Hello, lovely souls. It's Sonia coming to you from Fresh Approach Fitness, a wellness company, and it is Sunday, May 3rd, 2020, and this is episode number 6. What we're talking about today in today's episode is the fact that my energy is trapped. Is your energy trapped? Have you thought about why you are reacting the way you do? Why you're responding in atypical ways that isn't you, or maybe it's you irregularly, but not often. I noticed that this morning, that my energy is trapped. I had to go for a car ride. I had to leave the house. I drove down to the local beach, which really isn't that far from here, to find out, of course, and I was expecting this, that the beach is closed. I really needed a reality check. I needed to see the fact that nature is still operating, that water is still moving, that life goes on despite where we're at right now in today's day and time with COVID-19. I did find a piece of paradise. It didn't look very good. It was muddy waters, but I did see some movement with the waters, and that did bring me instantly to peace. And it was on the drive back that I realized my energy is trapped. For those that know me well, know that I hurt my ankles a couple of years ago because I overdid it. Passion is amazing, my friends, but you can have too much of a good thing. I pushed my limits when it came to events that I was training for. I did 6 events in a matter of 5 months. So from Father's Day in June to Thanksgiving in October, I did 2 10-kilometer races, 2 5-kilometer races, a triathlon, and a 60K bike ride. And I loved every minute of it. So not just those events, but with those events come training. And I was still teaching upwards of 23 classes a week with my small group fitness classes. Yes, I was probably in the best shape of my life, for sure. I mean, definitely fit and toned. But that very last race, I tell you, was at the Toronto Zoo. It was a 10K. It was hilly. And it took me 10 minutes to go from my heel to toe. I wasn't able to do that motion. But of course, I had to finish the race. I got a medal for participating, which is fine. At this point in my life, I am very happy. Sorry, it's my horse in my throat. I'm very happy with accomplishing goals. I don't need to be sitting in the top 1, 2, 3, top 10 anymore. I did those accomplishments 10 years ago when I first entered the racing and the events game. You'll notice as you hear me talk, I don't like to call them races. That gets into my head. I love to call them events because it's something to look forward to. And I just loved, and I still love everything about it. And believe me, I miss it. But I got injured, probably from overtraining and from too much movement. I went too far. So by going too far, it means now I can't even take the dogs for a walk. I cannot do high impact classes. I can't go around the block. I can't go for a hike. My energy is trapped. So how am I releasing that energy? I know I'm not the only one. I might be the only one that you know that has this restriction. I might not be the only one that you know that has this restriction. There are different forms of movement. There is yoga, Pilates, low impact moves where I can be off my feet, stretching. There's still so much that people can do, but getting outside in nature is the most important thing to do for your mind, body, and soul. So I did that today. I went for a car ride to the beach. I saw the water. I saw movement in action. I saw life again, and I loved it. It did revitalize me. Of course, it brought extra thoughts into my head, which in itself is spectacular, right? To be able to relish your thoughts and lean into your gifts and to stop and appreciate every single thing. That's what happens when I'm outside. And yes, the green grass is getting greener, more vibrant, more alive. The dandelions are starting to come through and smile at us. Flowers, I see my neighbors, they have tulips and daffodils that I keep on reminding myself that I need to plant in the fall so my property can look just as beautiful. But my energy is trapped. So how am I releasing that? This weekend, if it's nice enough, I do plan on doing some work in the garden. What do you plan on doing? Have you thought about this? Have you thought about how your feelings and emotions are being transparent to others? How you're maybe one day going through your day like normal, or you're doing normal, and you're feeling your high energies, or you're satisfied, or you're happy, or you're content, and you can see the precious smile and the laughter on your child's face. Maybe you're just enjoying those moments where the very next day you're irritated. This is all new, my friends, for everybody. And what I'd like to talk about today is releasing that energy. And as you release that energy, identifying what you're passionate about. What are you obsessed with? And how can you channel that? So when I came home from my time at the beach, which wasn't really at the beach, like I said, I found a pocket of water, which was good enough. I just noticed how my body felt, how instantly my shoulders relaxed a lot further away from my ears, and how my fingers just wanted to flow, and how the smile changed on my face. I am certainly passionate about water. I'm passionate about being outside. I'm passionate about helping others. Another way of dealing with that is writing down my feelings and thoughts in a journal. I actually wrote out 5 pages this morning. I don't know how many of you are regularly journaling, and we talked about this in an earlier podcast. I believe it was the first or second podcast I did that we talked about the benefits of journaling. And sometimes journaling is just a mind dump. And really, that's all you need to do, is to get over what's in your mind out of your mind. It's like a car ride, a change of pace, a change of scenery. It's good for the soul. And 5 pages, that's pretty impressive, right? But as I was at the end of doing those 5 pages, I got a text from a girlfriend of mine reminding me that I'm too hard on myself and that people count on me. And that same message holds true for each and every single one of you. Your kids count on you. Your spouse counts on you. Your employer counts on you. Your friends count on you. Society counts on you. So as they're counting on you, what are you doing to stay passionate? What are you doing that you're obsessed with? And how can you channel that? And yes, I'm going to go back to these 3 questions over and over again on today's podcast, but I've really shifted my focus from movement to mindset, where I'm really helping people work on the root of the problem versus a Band-Aid solution. But it doesn't mean I don't have triggers every once in a while. We closed our studio here locally. Fresh Approach Fitness Studio has been officially closed, and I know that we're not going back to that exact same model. What the future looks like, I don't know. But I know helping people from the root of the problem is exactly what needs to be done. Personal training with somebody who goes home and emotionally eats because they're financially stressed, there's no point in personal training them. Might as well work with the stress components and get to the root and discover what it is that has them in that current mindset and how we can get unstuck. That's what I'm obsessed with. That's what I'm passionate about. I could easily work, and you can't see me, but I just put work in quotations because I don't feel like I'm working. I am honestly helping people come up with ideas so they can make their life their best life. So one more question I have for you is, do you want to do what you were doing before? Before COVID. So for some of us, that's 6 weeks ago. For some of us, that's a week ago. We're all in different boats on this ocean. We're in different parts of our journey, but we're all experiencing something. And by that, I mean, my husband, he's still out there working. His day-to-day hasn't changed that much. My day-to-day has changed quite a bit. His son's day-to-day has changed quite a bit. Our whole family, our whole extended family, our whole friends, their lives have all changed. A little bit or a lot of it, it doesn't matter. But those changes reflect each and every single one of us. And we don't know yet how many of us actually have a job to go back to. And in my case, our studio's closed. So any coaches that were working with me, any VAs that I had working with me, they're all done. I can't support that at this particular time right now. So they do not have jobs with me to go back to. The reason we decided to close the studio is because we don't know how long this is going to be. And financially, we needed to take care of our households and our well-being first. And I really, really, really hope that you all do the same. So we don't know yet if you have a job to go back to. But this is an opportunity for everybody to think about, do you want to go back to do what you were doing before? No judgment. Don't feel fragile about it. What do you think? Pause and reflect on this. Journal this thought. Because you have an opportunity right now to make your life the very best life that it could possibly be. You could do a different career move. You can work from home. You can spend more time with your children. Maybe this has inspired you to take a nursing degree or to become a PSW or to become an essential worker, because many of the people that you know are out there supporting us in the best way that they know how, doing what they love and what they're passionate about, and they are channeling that. But if you have nothing to lose, which is where you're at right now for most of us, we have nothing to lose right now because we've either lost or we've had to digress or we've had to shift gears. But many, many, many of us across North America, across the world, are going through some major shifts in our lives. But when you have nothing or very little, you have nothing or very little to lose. And what that says to me, and what I'd like to share with you, is opportunity. Opportunity to rewrite your story. You're going to have a story to tell through this experience. And this is going to impact your kids, your grandkids, your great-grandkids, you know what I mean, great-grandkids. And this is your story to share. So what do you want it to be about? Hope, opportunity, perseverance, love, engagement, falling back in love with yourself, precious time with your pets, cleaning your house, organizing, finding new hobbies. You get to write the story of your life. And I'm really asking everybody to shift gears right now and to see things from a new perspective. Channel your energy. Find a way. If you are a musician or you're musically inclined or you're just curious about what it's like to play the piano or play the guitar, perfect opportunity, right? You've got time on your hands, and I understand and I can completely appreciate that not everybody has time on their hands. So if you want to learn how to make more time, we can talk about that, because it's not a matter of making more time or time management. It's about balancing your priorities. And you taking care of yourself is the number one priority. You cannot take care of your children, your partner, your household, your friends, your employer if you don't take care of yourself. And that does include a creative outlet. That does include releasing your energies. That does include eating healthy. Meal prep is still important right now, whether or not you're going to work or you're staying home. Having a routine and structure in your day is paramount. But this is an opportunity to do something and to learn something, to reflect, to plan, and to really not care about what anybody thinks. You know, of course you care what your immediate family thinks, but if you're happy and you're living your best life, first of all, that's all they're going to want for you. And secondly, they're going to want to mimic you, because happiness is contagious. You really, really have nothing to lose right now. So what is it that you're passionate about? Think about that. I'm passionate about helping people live their best lives. I'm passionate about living my best life. I'm passionate about getting outside and moving and enjoying all of the gifts that Mother Nature has given us and the universe has provided and divinity gives us through spirituality and through intuition. I feel like I could work 12 to 14 hours a day because I just love what I do. It doesn't feel like work because I'm really reaching out and helping people with mindset. How can I channel that? I can reach out to more people. I can ask more people to reach out to more people. I can let people know I'm here just for a conversation. And I'm certainly obsessed with this. I've been obsessed with this way of life for over 10 years now. My journey started I was about 36, and I was working in a career that I hated, and I was in corporate. I'd been in corporate for 25 years, and I was in a marriage that wasn't working out, and the only thing I looked forward to was coming home each day to see the girls. My precious girls who 10 years ago were so much younger. Can you believe my oldest one's about to have a baby, first grandbaby? I know, side note, but that's okay. We need to talk about this for a second. He is so comfy and cozy that he is late. He is past his due date, which is a miracle because I was sick this week. So I wasn't able to be there. So the fact is that she's not ready to have him yet. He's not ready to come out yet. And hopefully I can still be there at the right day and time when everything happens and he's ready to come enjoy this beautiful world that we have to offer. But 10 years ago, everything shifted for me. I decided that I was worth it. And you are worth it too. I was worth getting up each day, taking care of myself. I started listening to podcasts and books, so I started enjoying my commute to work. On my lunches, I started going for what was a walk at the beginning. Then I taught myself how to run. So then I looked forward to lunchtime. On my way home, I listened to more of the story or podcast, whichever it was. And then I would either do a workout or I would just go home to my family, whichever. Actually, I did my workouts at home, so I was always going home to my family first. Everything shifted from that day forward. And that's where my passion shone through. When I go back on my Facebook highlights right now and see my memories, it's amazing to see how much of those are exercise driven. So when we talked about my ankles a little bit earlier on in this episode, it probably wasn't an onset from 2 years ago. I'm sure it's been built right back up, and I didn't take a slow of enough adjustment to get back into the swing of things when I started back up. But I know what I'm passionate about, and closing one door means opening up another door. It always has. Take this opportunity right now to think back on your life, and every single time a door has been closed, every time a relationship has ended, every time you may have been let go from work, every single time you may have made a decision that you weren't sure about, where has that led to? I am sure with much thought, it has led you to bigger and better. That's certainly the way in my life, and that's the way this is going to be as well. So when you follow your intuition, when you let your energy go and don't let it feel so trapped inside of you, we're going to talk about ways of doing that. But when you just stop, listen, observe, and not be afraid to move forward, you will find out what it is that you're passionate about. You will find out what you're obsessed about and how to channel that. You might need to ask for help. You might need to journal this. You might need to think about this. But we all have something in us that is ready and screaming to come out. You could be the best salesperson on your team at work. And if that's the case, why are you sitting around doing nothing? If that's what you're doing, why don't you get a side hustle and make some money in the meantime? Why don't you share your services and your abilities and your skills with other salespeople to help build them up? I heard a message recently. Actually, somebody had shared this with me and I thought it was fantastic. Those who serve will never sell. And it's meant to be that if you're constantly serving and giving to others, you will be financially abundant. You will be taken care of. You are never going to be considered as a pushy salesman. So take this opportunity right now and reach out and help somebody, but do it in a way that you're passionate about. In terms of moving your energy around, my goodness, that can be done in so many ways. Exercise is one way. So physical movement is one way. Again, it can be high impact, low impact. It can be a walk. It can be journaling. It can be through creativity, such as coloring. Mindful coloring is huge. If anybody wants some information on that, let me know. Knitting, crochet, any kind of arts and crafts like Play-Doh even, sculpting, painting, whether that is small or big, such as your house. Gardening is an amazing way to help release energy where it is no longer trapped, because you're taking your energy and you're putting it into the ground. You are connecting with the earth. You're becoming grounded, and you will see the efforts that you put into this. They will shine with beauty, whether it's through harvest, fruits, vegetables, herbs, or whether it's through beauty, such as flowers, tulips, daffodils, other flowers that surface this time of year. Is all the beauty that surrounds us through these flowers is all because of the nurturing and the gardening that everybody has done 6 months ago. So the energy that you're feeling is trapped right now is okay. We can even slow right down and practice meditation. And I know it's new for some people. Some people are used to the go, go, go. They don't stop and meditate. Meditation is something that you should really add into your practice. And it can be done in so many different ways. There are apps. It could just be a quick set of things that you're thankful for. It could just be sitting there in peace for 1 minute. It doesn't have to be elaborate, and it doesn't have to be much. But start somewhere. Start where you are today. And please, with any of these questions in terms of energy, creativity, movement, and even meditation, reach out to me. I have apps that I can suggest to you. I have suggestions. I have starting points. Again, it's Sonya, SONYAJANISSE @gmail.com. And the company is Fresh Approach Fitness, a wellness company. You can find me on almost all the social media platforms. But I really, really, really want to let you know that your health and well-being matters. So do something, learn something, reflect, plan, and don't care about what anybody thinks. You really have nothing to lose right now. Use this time as a fork in the road, a reason to pivot your life into your best life. Again, I heard this on a podcast and I have to share because it's been phenomenal. But there are no U-Hauls behind hearses. So when your day comes, and your day will come, everybody's day comes. We've never met anybody that's lived forever. There are no U-Hauls behind hearses. Think about that. What you leave behind and what you can take with you are two separate things. But you can make those memories count. You can make them memorable. You can keep that energy going even after you're gone. If you were a slave to the expanded 9 to 5, and what I mean by that is maybe you went to work at 7 and came home at 8, but that's considered a day job. So what I mean by that is if you were giving your heart and soul to somebody else's dream, is that what you really want to be doing right now? This is an opportunity to pivot your life. Health and family, do what you want to do. They are the priority right now, and that's the one thing every single person on this earth has learned over the last months to weeks is how important your wealth is, not your wealth, your health is, your family is. You will be better for it if you put your attention and focus there. Find what you love and don't attach it to money. If you serve, you'll never sell. You can then make a list, add it to your life, and adjust it as you go. But you can learn to live your best life, one difference at a time. Start living your life on your terms. That's what this podcast is all about today. Releasing the energy that's trapped, finding different ways of doing that, propelling forward, and living your best life on your terms. Because we don't know what the future brings. We never knew what the future brings. And the only thing that COVID-19 has done was reassured us of that uncertainty. Make the moments matter, my friends. Sparkle, shine, be you. Dance in the kitchen with your partner. Come home and tell them how much you love them. If you're the essential worker out for the day, share those moments in between. I don't care. I am in a very, very happy relationship, and I don't care if you were to come home and say, he did this, this, and this. Perfect. I want to hear every single detail because it matters to me. These are moments in his days. This is what made his days special or different or unique. And I want to hear all about it. I'm at home. He's out in the world. My adventures are different. My adventures could be speaking with somebody from the Philippines and then maybe somebody else from Guelph, Ontario, and somebody else from Dallas, Texas. You never know. But in every case, it is different. I want to hear about his adventures, as little or as big as they may be, and I want to share about mine. And whatever success stories I may have for the day as I'm pivoting my business. I may not have any, and we might not always have the opportunity to talk and to share. But we should. You should. Because those are the moments that make things memorable. And it's those memories that we leave behind. Because there's no U-Haul behind a hearse, my friends. Not at all. Here is to a fantastic week ahead. Again, it's Sonia with Fresh Approach Fitness, a wellness company, taking you from mindset to movement. If you like this episode, please follow us. Please like it, share it with your friends. I'm pretty new with this, but I am loving sharing my passion with each and every single one of you. So a special thank you to you just for being you, for shining bright, and for sharing a piece of your day with me. Keep well.